Good morning, folks. I'm on the way to Turadin to meet up with some mates of mine, and we're planning to head into Gippsland and do the Great Ocean Road. Not all the way, we're turning off at Ryton Junction, heading down to Port Albert for lunch, and then coming back via the Agnes Falls and Devil's Pinch Road. So yeah, it will be interesting, in particular because the weather's not that bright. I mean, it looks alright here, but it's quite windy, and towards Gippsland there is a little bit of rain around, so we'll have to wait and see. And it has been raining for the last couple of days as well, so the trucks in the Grand Ridge Road on the dirt, they could be a little bit slippery or muddy. We'll see. Anyway, it's good to be out on the road, good to be out on the bike and explore some new roads. I certainly haven't done the Grand Ridge Road on the bike before, like all the way. I've done the bitumen bit a couple of times, but yeah, it will be good to do the dirt bit as well. And fish and chips at Port Albert. It's a really good fish and chip shop. It's part of the co-op down there. Anyone who's down that area, I highly recommend it. I've been there a couple of times, and it was always very fresh and very nice. And then on the way back, Agnes Falls. I reckon a lot of people don't know about Agnes Falls. Well, I certainly didn't know about that until about 2 years ago, and they're really worthwhile having a look at. Hopefully, I'll film some of it, and you'll see later on. To Turadin, where I'm going to meet Cooley, Mark, and Jono. Jono Mark, he's a friend of Cooley's, and Jono and Cooley have both been on the GS High Country Tour. I've done a ride with Cooley and Fords before through the Dealden State Forest. You can have a look at that video as well, but yeah, Fords is not on the trip today.
Okay, so the plan is to go from Turadin to Loch, have some breakfast, and then up to Poowong, and north of Poowong across to the Grand Ridge Road, which we would follow all the way to Melbourne North for our next break. The weather certainly looked fabulous here. It was a little bit windy, and there was a forecast of damaging winds in central and east Gippsland, which is exactly where we were heading. There could also be some moisture in the air, as it was saying. Since they built the bypass, you have to turn off the highway to get to Loch, but it's quite worth it. There's a nice number of cafes and little restaurants, all serving fabulous food and nice coffee. So, after some yummy breakfast and a coffee, we were finally off on the main ride. Jono had planned the ride on his Gaia app, but couldn't get it to work on his phone. I had luckily planned the ride as well on my Detect app, and took over leading the ride once again. I must have taken off a bit quick, because after only a kilometre or so, I had lost the rest of the gang. After turning off onto Tim's Road and then right onto Mains Road, I had to confer with Jono on which way we had to go. I was pretty certain we had to turn left here, but just wanted to confirm.
To go up here, or? Yeah.
Yep,
Sorry,
all
guys.
good. We're on to Hillview Road here, which started as a bitumen road, but soon after turned into dirt, our first dirt part of the day. Here we go, we're onto the dirt. And anyone coming down this way and doesn't mind a little bit of dirt, I can only highly recommend this road, which boasts spectacular views and nice flowing corners. If you look very closely, you can see the rest of the gang on the other side there. Hillview Road ends into the Korumburra-Warragul Road, and if you turn left here, it's only a few hundred metres and you get onto the Grand Ridge Road. This part of the Grand Ridge Road is actually dirt as well, but if you prefer bitumen, you can head a little bit further on the Korumburra-Warragul Road and then turn right onto the Warragul-Leongatha Road. Just checking that they're all still there.
Galahs. It's on the bitumen right from the start, whereas this one, when you come from Korumburra, is on the gravel first. Grand Ridge Road here is always fairly tight, and you know,
That's a fantastic road.
that's a great road. They seem to be a little bit, oh, here we go.
It's kind of surprised me a bit.
This bit always surprises me a bit. There's this 50-metre patch of dirt on the made-up road, and I don't know if it's a fight between councils or whatever, but it's really only 50 metres and you're back on the bitumen. We arrived at the intersection of the Leongatha-Murbo North Road here, and so I just stopped to do a bit of a regroup. In Murbo North, we just had a quick toilet break before we headed off again towards the third bit of the Grand Ridge Road and on to Port Albert for our lunch. From there, we would head back towards the Agnes Falls. As I mentioned before, they're probably not well known to many people, but spectacular to see. And as you can quickly see, the weather has changed a bit here. We had a little bit of drizzle, and you can see there's quite a bit of litter on the road, and a few potholes filled with water. Despite the wet conditions though, the grip was actually quite good. We did a regroup at Dryton Junction here because we left the Grand Ridge Road now and headed towards Port Albert on Woorara Road. The surface became a little bit more clayey here, so you did have to be careful. The planned route said to turn off onto Christie's Albert River Road here, so I believed it was the one which was going up on the right there. As the one on the left wasn't really confident inspiring. And at the start, this road seemed to be quite good. But after only a couple of kilometers, I started doubting if we were on the right track here. Still, on we pressed. Then came the point though where even the app didn't really see another road in front of us, and we had a quick chat, Jono and I, to decide, well, I think we better turn around here. At this stage, we also figured out that Cooley and Mark weren't behind us anymore.
Are we off the track? My app doesn't show anything anymore.
So we did turn around and came through this patch, which didn't actually look that bad. But Jono wasn't telling me afterwards, I thought you lost it here. I blame it on the skills I learned on the GS Tour to keep it upright. After making it back through the muddy parts, we finally caught sight of Cooley again. And not much later, Mark too.
Getting a bit gnarly. I don't think we're on the right track. It said 75 k's. It went from 49 to 75.
We decided not to give Christie's Albert River Road a try and stayed on Wurrara Road instead. After a little while, we made it back onto the bitumen, which we followed all the way to Binjin South Road and turned onto Albert River Road and then Tap Tap Road and onto Port Albert for our well-deserved lunch stop. Everyone was in a good mood, looking forward to a nice feed. And with a full stomach, we set off again towards Agnes Falls. We took the Platts McIninley's Road, which led onto Headley Range Road, and back onto Warrara Road, but a part that we hadn't done before. And then we got onto Hazel Park Road. I first took the wrong turn onto Hazel Park Road, but quickly realised my mistake, turned around before Cooley and Mark could get there. We had a bit of a problem putting the side stand down here because the ground was very soft and we were at a bit of an angle, so we had to move the bikes around a bit, but at the end we figured it all out. Happy with the day so far, we made out for the Agnes Falls lookout. And as you can see, it is a spectacular view and quite a bit of water in there as well at the time we were there.
We just tried to go up, then we hit the pier and then going into the water. So I recovered it. I went in the winter that was, I went in freezing cold, it recovered it, put it in rice, but it wouldn't work anymore, so I sent it in. It was falling apart basically. I sent it in Germany, within 2 days I had a new one. Oh my goodness, that's pretty good. Crazy, you see someone on the way to Canada and spent 50 grand to see this, so I should have been a written half a day. That's right, that's right. It's astonishing, isn't it?
Cooley couldn't believe how spectacular it was, given he's been in the area a few times and had never experienced them. Given the time of day, it was now after 3:30, we decided to go down to the highway and make our way home on the highway. It was another 2 hours to go for most of us, so yeah, would have been a long day. But I'm certain I will come back and do the Devil's Pinch Road one other day. I'm really intrigued what that might be like. Pretty much the same as we've done before today, but hey, always good to find new roads, hey?